Caleb hated waiting. Whether it was traffic, slow-loading videos, or people who walked too slowly, patience was never his strength. But the worst waiting? The kind that came with dreams. He wanted results now, success now, growth now, and when it didn't come, he'd quit, again and again. He tried learning guitar, coding, cooking, even meditation. Each time, he gave up within weeks. Everyone said he was multi-talented, but inside, Caleb feared he was just easily bored, or worse, incapable of finishing anything. Caleb's backyard was a mess of abandoned projects, a half-built treehouse, a rusted bicycle frame, a garden patch that sprouted weeds more than vegetables. He didn't lack passion, he just lacked patience. If results didn't show up fast, he moved on. That afternoon, after another failed attempt to build a drone, he kicked the broken pieces aside and stormed off. Down the block, he saw a man setting up a chessboard outside a laundromat. He wasn't young, maybe mid-60s, with thick glasses and a faded hat. The man glanced up. "You look like someone who gives up right before the magic happens." Caleb stopped. "What?" "Sit," the man said, gesturing to the opposite chair. "I'll trade you one game for one story." They began to play. Caleb made quick, aggressive moves. The man countered slowly, methodically. "You remind me of a prince," the old man said, "from an old kingdom where everything bloomed in spring, except one tree in the royal garden." Caleb raised an eyebrow. "And?" "The king ordered it to be cut, but the gardener pleaded, 'One more season.'" The king agreed. Caleb leaned in. "Did it bloom?" The man smiled. "Wait." He moved his rook. The tree was a patience tree. It only bloomed once every 10 years. But when it did, it bore golden fruit, the rarest gift in the kingdom. Caleb paused. The chessboard blurred. And if something in this story is blooming inside you, if you've ever felt like quitting too soon, then maybe you need this channel. These aren't just stories, they're seeds. Water them. Subscribe, not for the channel, for the tree growing inside you. The next day, Caleb returned. The man was already setting up the board. "Tell me more," Caleb said, sitting down. The man adjusted his pieces. Most people wait for motivation, but the wise know consistency builds kingdoms. He told another story about a stonemason who tapped the same spot on a boulder for 100 days before it cracked. Not because the final hit was strong, but because he never stopped. Caleb listened, fascinated, and slowly, something shifted. He began fixing the drone, one wire at a time. He watered the weeds, pulled them out, planted new seeds, and one afternoon, he climbed into the treehouse, alone, and kept building. Weeks passed, the drone flew, the garden bloomed, the treehouse stood strong. Caleb wasn't perfect, he still had days where quitting felt easier. But now he knew, slow doesn't mean stuck. Growth can be silent. He visited the man every Sunday. Sometimes they played, sometimes they just sat. One evening, the man said, "You know the tree, the one from the story?" Caleb nodded. "You are that tree." Months later, Caleb returned to the laundromat, but the chessboard was gone. A note taped to the bench read, "The tree only blooms once it's ready." Below it, a key and an address. He followed it to an old greenhouse. Inside were hundreds of young trees, each labeled with names, each with a little golden tag. "Be patient." He realized the man wasn't just teaching him, he was cultivating patient minds, gardeners of long-term growth. Caleb took a sapling with his name on it, planted it in his yard. Every day he watered it, not expecting fruit, just showing up. And with each sunrise, he became more of who he was meant to be. Not by rushing, but by returning. He wasn't chasing fast success anymore. He was building roots. Spacing. Years later, people asked Caleb, "How did you build such a strong life?" He smiled and pointed to the tree, now tall, golden, and silent. And now, I ask you, what in your life have you abandoned too early, that just needed one more season? Tell me in the comments. Maybe it's not too late to go back and water it again.